Hey everybody, thanks for tuning into this video where I'm going to continue our series on the top 10 reasons Canadians should think twice about voting for Mark Carney. Now, if you are a Canadian, as I am, I feel your pain. I can understand if you feel anxious and even afraid right now. We don't know what's going to happen. And so, of course, with the tariffs and Trump and all of that, you turn to a guy who looks impressive. But the seventh reason Canadians should think twice about voting for Mark Carney is because Carney is Trudeau 2.0. And insanity is doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result. Now, Carney's economic ideas sound good to some elites, but they don't offer much for everyday Canadians. He's vague about how he would actually tackle affordability, jobs, or housing. He says, I'm the guy to be in the room negotiating with Trump, but his style puts markets first and money printing first, and he will leave regular Canadians behind. Under Carney's time as Trudeau's economic advisor, Canada's GDP, or income per person, was 24% less than the United States. Now it's 40%. If Canada was the 51st state, our GDP per person would be 50 out of 51 states, only ahead of Mississippi. Under Mark Carney's time as Justin Trudeau's economic advisor, the growth of Canada's GDP, or income per person, was either last or second last in the OECD, which is an organization of the world's 38 wealthiest countries. Imagine being 37 or 38 out of 38 countries. Just the other day, on April 12th, a number of prominent business leaders and ex-bank heads formally threw their support behind Pierre Poilievre in the upcoming federal election, arguing that his policy and that of the Conservative Party will best handle Canada's slowing economic growth. The group of more than 30 current and past executives includes many big names in Canadian finance, Canadian banks, Canadian real estate, from RBC to Fairfax Financial to Scotiabank, former CEO Brian Porter, on and on and on. They published an open letter in several Canadian newspapers on Saturday, just the other day, saying Poilievre's plans are the best to get the country's economy back on track. They said productivity has stalled, economic growth has slowed, our GDP, which is income per person, is shrinking, the letter reads. It's shrinking. To turn things around, the letter said Canada needs to eliminate barriers to productivity. It needs to streamline permitting processes. It needs to cut outdated regulations that prevent investment and job creation. It also said the government needs to be more disciplined with its spending. Give Canadians lower taxes and make Canada more competitive, and develop the country's natural resources. Let's build some pipelines. Let's expand some mines. Let's invest in energy. Now, this letter was signed by massive real estate investment company called RioCan Investment Trust. It was signed by Mattamy Homes CEO Peter Gilgan. By the way, they're one of the largest home builders in Canada. And of course, by even the past president of the Toronto Blue Jays, Paul Godfrey. And it's one of the strongest shows of support Poilievre has seen from the business community. And why? Why would they sign this letter? Because Carney's not the one to turn around our economy. He broke it. Imagine that. How could he fix it? Imagine big banker Carney not being supported by bankers and business people. I wonder why. Maybe it's because they know he doesn't have the toolkit. And so please join me for our next video tomorrow, where I'm going to continue with another reason Canadians should think twice about voting for Mark Carney. But let me say this, insanity is doing the same thing over and over and over again, expecting a different result. And voting for Mark Carney is voting for more of the same. And that's insane. And that's enough reason to vote for anyone else. Please subscribe to my channel and like and share this video. I would love to see your comments below.